All right, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. This week we are playing Storyfold Wildwoods, which is a game that is told through the accompanying book here. We will be turning pages and learning the story as we go. Before we jump into the game, just a couple of things that I wanted to touch on about the production itself. I was very impressed. I picked this up because it was like very much in my wheelhouse of book, board game, fusion, right? It also really gave me like Ori and the Blind Forest vibes, which is a game I haven't played, but always thought looked super cool. But we have been a board game household for many years. Very much enjoy board games, and so I just wanted to shout out a couple of things about the production quality of this before we even get into the game itself, and talk a bit about the box. So I'm going to scoop this down a little bit so you can see. Like from the outset, there's a magnetic clasp here at the bottom, and this folds out. And the first thing you're met when you open up the box is this right here. It says, "Fear is a guide, but so is love," the raven replied softly, folding its wings. So immediately, it's putting you in the vibe of the game. I really like this kind of ephemeral, kind of somewhat spooky atmosphere. And then this insert is amazing. So we have a guard here for the front of this card holder. So we have a thing that says "Do not open." Again, very mysterious. Below here we have all the chapter decks. And I've already pulled out the prologue because that's what we'll be playing through, at least the prologue today. But what this does, first of all, is gives you like just amazing storage. Super easy to pick up and play. This is going to be a game where you can save and come back later to play again, or to pick up from where you left off. But the other thing here is like this snaps on really nicely, and then the book that we're going to be playing through fits right in here. There's a couple of notches here to hold it in place, and that's going to be flush against the top of the box, which means that when you store this, you can store it horizontally, or you can store it vertically, and it's going to keep everything nice and organized. And that's just something that, as a longtime board gamer, I really appreciate about the production side of it. A good insert is really important. So just wanted to get that out of the way before we start up. And that the other thing that I really like about this game that I've seen so far is that I've not read any rules. I've not read a rule book. The introduction to the game just said, open it up, get the prologue out, and start playing, and it will guide you through the game. I feel like this is something that we've gotten very good at. We've done for years with video games, where we have figured out a way to develop a video game to where playing the game teaches you the game. But I feel like with board games, that's often a really big hurdle to overcome, and usually getting the game to a table means having to read through a very long set of rules before you can do anything. So there is a rules reference here, which goes over like the different card effects and things like that, and how to save and how to continue from a save. But the game itself should be something that we can just pick up and play. So like I said, we're going to play through at least the prologue today, possibly more, depends on how we're feeling, how long it takes. And that feeling that opening the box gave me is continued with this set up here. So to start the game, we have to fold this open, and it's going to be our game board. So fold up the top. Many moons ago, in a world of light and shadow, there was a girl named Luma. And then you flip it, and we get a prologue here. So let me read this. Prologue, Call of the Wild. Luma stood at the edge of the river, enjoying the crisp morning. The gentle sounds of flowing water calmed her as the sun's early rays warmed her face, and a light breeze caressed her hair like a playful hand. She savored the moment and sighed. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind sent a flurry of leaves past Luma. She watched as the swirling petals settled atop the water, forming a trail from her feet to the forest beyond the far banks. The leaves glowed with a soft, luminescent light, beckoning her to approach. Heart pounding, Luma knelt, hesitating, and then scooped a single leaf into her palm. A flash of light burst from her wrist. Luma's eyes widened as the world seemed to shift around her, and a vision arose from the depth of her mind. She saw a young woman and an infant giggling among the tall grass of the forest glen. Nearby, a large, majestic deer grazed peacefully until suddenly raised its head sharply as if startled by some unseen danger. Then, as quickly as the vision appeared, it dispersed into shadow, leaving only an echo of distant howls. Gasping, Luma found herself back at the river, where a low, rumbling growl drew her attention to the powerful bear at her side. It nuzzled Luma's hand with a gentle affection. "It was her again, Brahm," she whispered as her fingers stroked the aging bear's silvery white fur. The visions had begun several moons ago, each time leaving her more unsettled. Something seemed familiar about the visions, but she could not place her finger on what. For as long as Luma could remember, she had lived at the river's edge, caring for the creatures who came to drink its cool, clear water. In all that time, Brahm had been at her side, caring for her as she cared for the river. Any memories from a time before the river remained distant, impenetrable, much like the dark forest beyond. But now, something stirred in the shadows, like a festering wound spreading deep within the forest. Critters fled the woods in panic. The river had turned foul, and flowers of bloom wilted overnight. More worrisome, Eek, their playful squirrel friend, had not returned from his latest trip into the forest. Luma looked to Brahm, who stared back in expectation. She could not wait any longer. The creatures are suffering, Luma thought, but she had never dared to cross the river before. Welcome to Storyfold Wildwoods. When you're ready, find the deck of cards that says Prologue on the front and read the Prologue card 1 to begin your journey. So I've already pulled out Prologue card 1. Prologue, we'll get this opened up, and then we'll start the tale. So we have our protagonist here, unsure of what's happening, and very frightened about the changes going on. Seems very appropriate for this kind of narrative to have a mystery unfolding. You know, opening a pack of cards, the stream. One moment, please. Sorry about that. Needed to go get something to open this up. It has a pull tab, which would have been nice had it worked. But unfortunately, I botched it. Go bad. So, all right. Prologue. Return this card to the game box. When returning cards from the prologue to the game box, place them with this card. We're going to have all the prologue cards together. All right. Prologue card 1. Do not shuffle. Unless instructed otherwise, return these cards to the game box after reading and resolving the instructions on each side. Flip this card. Welcome to Storyfold Wildwoods. In Wildwoods, you play as a young girl, Luma, and her bear companion, Brom, who set out to heal the forest from a dark and mysterious shadow. The story of Wildwoods is experienced across 5 chapters. Each time you play, you will progress through scenes until you finish the chapter. This introductory chapter, the prologue, consists of 2 scenes, Crossing the River and Into the Dark. The left and right panels of the storybook are known as your dashboard, and the pages you flip through are the scenes. Together, these will include all of the information we need to play Wildwoods. Turn the storybook page to Scene 1, Crossing the River. Okay, look at the next page. All right, I think we got some rules up here, and we've got our setup down here. Okay. The top page of each scene includes story text, instructions for setup, shadow effects, and the Luma Prevails and the Shadow Prevail outcomes. First, read the story text for Crossing the River, then follow the setup instructions on the scene. All right. Crossing the River. Despite her apprehension, Luma follows Brom as he lumbered toward the path of glowing leaves at the river's edge. With the vision still fresh in her mind, Luma couldn't help but think about the deer. It seemed so frightened. Fear began to well up from somewhere deep inside Luma, pressing against her heart. She reached for Brom, grasping his fur tightly, as together they stepped into the water. Scene setup. All the cards needed for the prologue chapter are included in the prologue deck. Be sure not to shuffle it, and follow the instructions on the cards closely to learn how to play. Each chapter will include its own deck of cards to be placed in the chapter space. Place the prologue deck in the chapter space on the left dashboard. Okay, the chapter space on the left dashboard. Okay, right here. There we go. Draw prologue card 3. Shadow effect is draw 1 creature card. Luma Prevails if you resolve the onward location. Travel to scene 2 into the dark. The shadows prevail if the shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track. Travel to scene 33, alone in the dark. Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, so we read that. Read this. Okay, I think we're good with that card. Alright, so we're back to reading the instructions. Hope everyone's doing well. Throughout the prologue, you will be instructed to take certain cards from this deck and place them on or around the storybook as instructed. Take the next card, the Luma card, and place it in the Luma space on the left dashboard so that the Luma and Brom side is face up. Take the Brom card and place it below the Brom space on the left dashboard so that the Protect side is face up. Oh, there's Brom. Protecting us down here. Okay, let's move this up slight. Try to get everything in frame. There's Brom down there. All right. Next, take these 4 action cards: Explore, Light, Help, and Heal, and place them face up below the storybook in the order shown below. This is going below the storybook. Okay. Explore, Light, Help, Heal. The 4 numbered spaces, 3+, 4+, 5+, and 6+, and the 3 blank spaces along the bottom of the storybook form the river. So this is the river as well, down over here. The spirit of the river begins at the 3+ space, and the end of the river is the space immediately to the right of the last card in the river. As you play, cards will move and slide frequently within the river. So if it gets here, I guess that's the end of the river. This is where it starts. Okay, cool. Take the shadow card and place it in the shadow space on the left dashboard so that the lost side is face down. Take the 2 explore cards, berries and mud, and place them face down in the explore space on the right dashboard in any order. I guess these are berries and mud. Shuffle those up a little bit. We'll put them on the explore space. Okay. Discard. Take the 2 creature cards, Wildwoods and Cry, and place them face down in the creature space of the right dashboard with the Cry card on top. Gotta make sure it's the Cry card. This one's on top. So face down, but with Cry card on top. That's in the creature. And each one of these has its own discard. So there's the Explorer discard, the Creature discard, the Shadow discard. Take the crystal tokens, location markers, stun tokens, and place them in their corresponding places on the right dashboard. Okay? I have these up here, and move them down to their space. Location markers. Stun tokens. Okay. Read prologue card 5. Take the 5 8-sided dice and place them next to the used dice space on the right of the dashboard. 5 8-sided dice go over here. Okay. The 10-sided die and 12-sided die remain in the game box. In later chapters, you can earn these dice to help the critters of the fort. Alright. I'm going to put those up for now. Put discard for sure. For the prologue, we are starting with Reduced Spirit. Take the Spirit marker and place it on the Spirit track on the 4th space from the right, as shown below. So the Spirit marker, okay. 4th space from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Yep. Okay. Finally, take the light and shadow markers and place them in their starting points on the Wildwoods track, as shown below. So we put some there, put some there. Stream ends. Alright, next card. We are now ready to begin playing. So that was all of setup, walking you through it, nice and easy. As Luma, you will play through scenes by exploring unique locations, healing corrupted creatures, helping various critters, and attempting to bring light back to the forest. Depending on the choices you make and as you play, your journey through the Wildwoods will be made easier as you help restore the light, or more difficult as the shadow closes in. The top page of each scene describes the 2 ways in which a scene ends. Either Luma prevails or the shadows prevail. For this scene, Luma prevails once you have resolved the onward location. Let's get started. Each turn consists of 2 phases, the Luma phase and the Shadow phase. During the Luma phase, you control Luma's actions. Each Luma phase begins by retrieving all die from the used die space and placing them in front of you. These are your available dice. The Luma phase continues by performing actions until you have used all your available dice. The actions you can perform are represented by your 4 action cards: Explore, Fight, Help, and Heal. Each action card has 2 abilities, a top ability and a bottom ability. We're going to focus on learning how to use the top abilities for now. So all these down here are actions. To perform an action, you will first choose an action card and pull it toward you. Next, you will select either the top or bottom ability on the card and the target of your attempt. Finally, you will roll any number of your available dice and attempt to gain success. Let's see how this works. For your first action, let's choose the Explore action card. Exploring the Wildwoods allows you to resolve explore locations found in the scene. Scenes contain both explore locations and help locations, distinguished by color and symbol. Some locations are connected by a line requiring you to resolve each of them in order from left to right. So if it's so we have to cross before we can do onward. Okay. Using the top ability of the Explore action card will attempt to resolve the explore location cross. Okay, so the top action of Explore says gain success to resolve 1 explore location. So this is an explore location. We're choosing to do explore. Okay. The explore location cross requires 2 successes. I assume that's what this is right here. Yes. Okay, these 2 dots below it means it has 2 successes, represented by the number of colored dots. Okay. What is a success, right? Since we need at least 2 successes to resolve the cross location, let's choose 3 of your available dice to roll and attempt to get 2 or more successes. Because your Explore action card is currently in the 3+ space on the river, each die you roll needs a result of 3 or higher to count as 1 success. Okay, so Explore is the easiest one right now. We're going to take 3 dice. Okay. Throughout the prologue only, if you do not roll enough successes, you may roll again until you do. We will explain later what normally happens if you fail to roll enough successes. All right, here we go. First roll of the game. All right, 3 successes. I got a 3, a 7, and an 8. 3 successes because we're on 3+. So, all right. So let's see here. That's the card. Hooray! You have rolled enough successes to resolve the cross location. Place a location marker on the cross location to indicate it has been resolved. So these markers go here to say like, hey, I did the thing. Good job. Go us. Locations with location markers cannot be resolved again. Okay. Pretty straightforward. When a location is resolved, immediately read and follow the location text. Follow the location text. The cross location instructs us to draw story card 1. Oh, it does right there. Draw story card 1. Oh, look, it's story card 1. Take story card 1 from the prologue deck and flip it over to reveal the card. All right. So under here it says draw story card 1. We've got story card 1. A cold splash. Brom entered the chilly water without hesitation. For Luma, the bracing cold was a stark reminder that the warmth and safety of home would soon be left behind. Brom paused to glance at Luma. Then, with an encouraging snort, he pushed forward. Whatever awaited them on the other side, they would face it together. On play, you can draw 1 creature card, then read prologue card 11. All right, we're going to set this up here for now. So is it played? Flip it over to reveal the card. Okay. As you play, story cards will tell the story of Luma and her journey through the Wildwoods. Many cards also include an on-play effect that must be resolved immediately after you've drawn the card. Yeah, so this is played, so we're going to do the effect. Okay? All right, let's look at prologue number 11. The on-play effect of story card 1 instructs us to draw 1 creature card, take the top creature card from the creature deck, and flip it over to reveal the creature. All right, well, look, it was the one they told me to put up there. Cry. A corrupted cry. Many creatures of the Wildwoods are under the influence of the shadow. These creatures will take away your spirit and disrupt your plans. When a creature card is drawn, immediately play it by resolving the on-play effects found on the creature card. So on play, end of the river. Okay. The on play for a cry tells us to place the card face up at the end of the river. So this is the end of the river. Here. Okay. Alright, moving on to card number 12. Hope you guys are having a good night. Enjoying the stream. We're learning the game together. I love the art style. I have to say, like, it's really pretty. It also seems really straightforward so far. Like, everything makes sense. There's good iconography throughout that, explains everything that you're supposed to do. Very helpful. To finish the action, first return all dice you rolled for the action to the used dice space. Okay. We're supposed to draw. Oh, prologue card 11 is what we did. Okay. Where does this go? This was a story card. There's no story discard. I'm going to put it up here for now. Alright. To finish the action, first return all the dice you rolled for this action into the used dice space. Okay. Then take the action card you used, the explore action, and move it to the end of the river. Okay. So wait. Alright, so this is the end of the river, and then this goes here. Then does everything slide down? Slide all the cards in the river to the left. Okay. So now everything moves down. Now he says after activation, move one space toward the start of the river. So we'll have to see what that does. Alright. There are no empty spaces between cards. So there are no empty spaces between cards. Your river should look like the picture below. And indeed it does. That's what my river looks like. Okay, cool. We still have 2 available dice. Okay, right? So put these up here. We'll put these in use. Okay. We still have 2 available dice. So you can perform another action. This time let's choose the help action card and attempt to resolve the untangle help action, which requires only 1 success. So untangle is here in the middle. Only 1 success, and I can gain 2 crystals by doing that. Now the help action is at the 4+, so hopefully we'll get this one. Some locations like untangle are not required for Luma to prevail, but provide additional rewards if resolved. Okay. So let's look at 13. It's probably going to walk us through this process as well. Begin by putting the help action card toward you. Your help action is currently in the 4+ space of the river, which means that each die you roll needs to be a 4 or higher to count as 1 success. Roll both your remaining dice again for the sake of the prologue. If you do not roll 1 or more successes again, try again until you do. All right. I did not actually get it. All right. Now we have a success. Okay. Card. You did it. Place the location marker on the untangle location. The untangle location effect instructs you to gain 2 crystals. Crystals contain the gratitude of creatures and critters and can be used to add additional successes to your rolls. When gaining crystals, take them from the crystal space and place each one on top of any one of your 4 action cards. For now, let's choose to place both crystals on the light action. These are both going on light. Until spent, crystals stay on and move with their action cards in the river. Let's finish this action by once again returning all rolled dice to the used dice space. Then take your chosen action card, Help, and move it to the end of the river, because we did this one, so it goes to the end, everything slides down. Okay. This process is called cleaning up the river. Yep. Now that you've used all your available dice, it is time for you to begin the shadow phase. During the shadow phase, the corrupted creatures of the Wildwoods attempt to drain you of your spirit and disrupt your plans. Watch out! And now it's like the bad guy action, right? This is very much like in the style of a lot of solo games or co-op games where like you get a turn and the bad guy gets a turn. you get a turn and bad guy gets a turn. A lot of your turn ends up being like mitigating the bad stuff. The shadow phase begins by activating each creature in the river once, starting from left to right. Currently, there is one creature in your river, the Cry. When a creature is activated, it attacks. You will lose spirit equal to the amount shown on the creature's card. Okay. The Cry causes you to lose one spirit. Move your spirit marker one space to the right on the spirit track. Okay. I don't like how far we are to the right of this. That does not make me feel comfortable. Why did we start so low on the track? Alright, flip. If you are ever instructed to lose more spirit than you have remaining, you are overwhelmed by the shadow. When this happens, you must continue losing spirit from the start of the spirit track, and then draw a shadow card. Shadow cards represent Luma's inner turmoil. If you're ever forced to draw the final shadow card, the shadows prevail. Well, in this case, we only have one shadow card. That's not good. All right. Finally, resolve the after activation effect on the Cry card, which instructs us to move the Cry one space toward the start of the river. So it's going to flip with heal, which is both making one of our effects more expensive and also making it to where he activates sooner, I guess? I don't know. Maybe there's something if he gets to the front of the river. When a card enters the river or moves into a space that already contains a card, in this example heal, it forces that card to move one space to the right. After each creature has activated, the shadow phase continues. Advance the shadow marker one space toward the center of the Wildwoods track. Okay. Some spaces on the track have unique icons that trigger various shadow effects, which are described in the setup scene. After advancing the shadow marker, look above its space for any shadow effect icons. There's a little eye, probably impossible to see on this stream. There's a tiny eye above this space. So then I think we have to look up here for the shadow effect, and it says to draw one creature card. So that's probably what they're going to explain here. For this shadow effect, you're instructed to draw one creature card. Draw the remaining creature card and resolve the on-play effect by placing it on the 6+ space of the river, which moves the Explore and Help cards one space to the right. So this is the Wildwoods. So it goes on to 6+, and then after activation, it goes to the end of the river. So, all right. Card 17. Let's go. After advancing the shadow marker and resolving any shadow effects, the shadow phase ends. It's time to begin another Luma phase. Start the Luma phase by retrieving all dice from the used dice space. Okay, we're going to pull those up here. Those are our dice that we can use. For your first action, let's choose the light activation card and attempt to light a creature. Lighting a creature is a helpful way to prevent it from attacking you, stunning it momentarily with a flash of brilliant light. To light a creature, first pull the light card toward you and choose the creature you wish to light. Let's choose the Wildwoods because it will cause you to lose more spirit than the Cry when it activates. Okay. Oh, that's right. It'll cause me to lose 3. This one only makes me lose 1, so that's really bad. All right. So let's see how do we light this guy up. After choosing which creature to light, count how many yellow dots are on the bottom left of the creature card. This is the number of successes you need in order to light the creature. So, the number of yellow or just the number in general? I think it's yellow. The yellow dot. So it only needs 1 yellow dot to light. Oh, to heal is 2. Ah, I see. So you can light or you can heal. Okay. The light card is currently in the 3+ space, and we need 1 success to light the Wildwoods. Choose to roll 2 dice and get at least 1 success. Alright, I got 1 success. I rolled a 1 and an 8, so I got a success. Hooray! Huzzah! Success! When you light a creature, first move it to the end of the river. That's good, because it'll move your stuff back up. Like, I can't even use the help action right now, because it's outside of the scope of what we can draw, right? Then place a stun counter on the card. When this creature activates, you won't lose spirit, so it gets stunned. Stun. Don't forget to clean up the river. We'll return the roll. Okay, so these get used to go to the used dice. We used light, so it's going to go to the end. These are going to move up. Okay. All right. Remember, until crystals are spent, they stay on their activation cards whenever the card moves in the river. So those 2 crystals are still on the light card, even though we used light, because we didn't use the crystals. We still have 3 available dice, so let's attempt to heal a creature from the shadow by choosing the heal card. To heal a creature, you must gain success equal to the number of red dots on the creature card. The heal card is currently in the 4+ space on the river, so you need 1 success to heal the cry. Roll your 3 remaining dice and get at least 1 success. Alright, I got a 5, a 3, and a 2. That is 1 success. So, good to go. So what happens when we heal? When you successfully heal a creature, first remove the creature from the river and place it face up on the creature discard space on the right dashboard. So it goes to creature discard. I hope that means it's gone forever. Then gain the number of crystals found on the bottom right of the creature card. So I gain a crystal. And I'm sure it's going to tell me where it would like me to place this. The cry reward us with 1 crystal. For now, let's choose to also place it on the light card with the others we placed previously, so that we make sure for whenever we use light, it's super going to work. The cry, okay. Each card can contain a maximum of 3 crystals. Okay, that is probably an important rule that I will forget, because that is not denoted anywhere. Finally, finish the action and clean up the river. Okay, so we used heal. The heal goes to the end. And everything's going to scoot down. Scoot, scoot. All right. Card number 20. It is now the shadow phase. The only creature to activate is the Wildwoods, because the Wildwoods has a stun token on it. Instead of losing spirit, we simply remove the stun token, then follow the after activation effect on the card as normal. Finally, clean up the river. So he doesn't do anything. He would make us lose 3, which would be horrible. But he's stunned, so we just move the stun token, and then after he activates, he goes to the end of the river. So he goes down here, and we move these things up, I believe. Okay. Yes, that looks right. Continue the shadow phase by advancing the shadow marker 1 space toward the center of the Wildwood tracks. There are no shadow effects this time. Okay, we're 2 spaces away from the end, right? We need to finish. All right, flip the card. It is now the start of another Luma phase. Return all your dice from the used dice space. Each action card also has a bottom ability that you can choose to perform. For example, the heal card's bottom ability allows you to gain 1 spirit for each success, which moves your spirit marker to the left. Oh my god, yeah, that would be nice, because we are way, way, way low on that spirit track. But he's going to make me lose 3. Alright, let's see what they tell us to do. Alright. How are we going to resolve this? Because that's horrible. We could possibly get some moving the light marker, or moving or gaining this. That'd be nice. For now, let's choose the Explore card. Its bottom ability says for each success, draw 1 Explore card, choose 1 to keep, and discard the others. Why would I do that? If I draw the Shadow card, I lose, right? The Shadow marker reaches the center of the Wildwoods track. Okay, this has to reach the center. Okay. So drawing this card is not actually going to lose us the game. Alright, let's choose the Explore card. Okay, for each success, draw 1 Explore card. Follow the same steps before. Pull the card toward you. I don't have much space, but I pulled it toward me. Roll 2 dice and get 2 successes. So just do it. Just make sure that it's 2 successes. Alright, it was 2 successes. I feel really weird being like, haha, it's not really a success, but it's fine, because we're in the prologue. But it was 2 successes. Hooray! So for each success, we draw one explore card, right? Oh, okay. For each success, draw one explore card, choose one to keep, and discard the others. After the prologue, whenever you attempt the top ability of an action card and fail to gain enough successes by rolling the dice and spending crystals, you may always choose to perform the bottom ability instead by using the success that you rolled. Okay, interesting. So if you use the top ability, but you don't succeed on what you're doing, you can then fall back on the bottom ability. Okay. Interesting. If you fail to get any successes, the attempt fails completely. Instead of resolving the effect, you would move that action card to the end of the river and clean up the river. Because you attempted the bottom ability of explore action card and gain 2 successes, draw 2 explore cards. Okay. We got our 2 explore. I think it's only 2 explore cards, right? Oh, berries and mud. All right. There are 2 types of explore cards, boons and banes. Boons can be used to aid you, while banes will hinder you. Let's choose to keep the berries boon card, obviously. First, place it in your boon area on the left dashboard, then discard the mud card by placing it face up on the explored discard space. Then clean up the river. Alright, so we don't want mud. So mud was on play, move each creature 1 space toward the start of the river, then discard this card. Moving up the river is bad because it will move your cards out of the range of being able to activate them. That's why you don't want them moving up. Boon, down here with our bear friend. When used, you gain 2 crystals. No, you gain 2 energy here, and then discard this card. Okay. And we use these, so these should go to the used pile. So clean up the river. Move that all down. Over the course of Luma's journey, you will add additional boons and bane cards to your explore deck. Some of these cards represent companions, while others represent traumas. Now let's look at the final location. Some locations, such as Onward, have a wilderness icon on them. In order to attempt these locations, the light marker must be on the center space of the Wildwoods track. Where's that? Okay, so this icon right here means that this has to be at the center. This part here has to be at the center. Okay. To do this, let's perform the bottom ability of the light card. For each success we gained, we will advance the light marker 1 space toward the center of the Wildwoods track. Okay. Next card. Because the light marker needs to move 4 spaces to reach the center of the Wildwoods track, and you only have 3 available dice remaining, now would be a good time to spend some crystals. Crystals on action cards can be spent to add 1 success per crystal, but only if you first roll at least 1 success. Roll all of your remaining dice and get at least 1 success. Okay, yeah, we rolled a 5, a 7, and an 8. So we got at least 1 success. It was on the 4+. Okay. Spend your crystals by returning them to the crystal space until you have enough successes to move the light marker to the center of the track. So we needed 1, 2, 3, 4, so I only need to spend 1 crystal to get that to the center. Okay? Alright, so this is what we use light, because we're using the bottom ability. In this example, we advance the light marker to the center space in a single action. However, you do not need to do this and can instead advance the light marker over multiple actions. Now the light marker has reached the center space for the Wildwoods track, the only thing left for Luma to prevail is to resolve the onward location. Unfortunately, you have used all of your available dice, meaning another shadow phase begins. So something really bad is going to happen because they're going to force me to draw this shadow card. Okay, so first of all, we need to resolve this. So this one was used. We need to move this to the end. Push everything down. All right. Begin the shadow phase by activating the wall bark. It attacks, causing you to use 3 spirit. Oh no, you're out of spirit. Who could have seen this coming? All right, so we're gonna have to take 3 damage. So we're at the second to last space. So we go 1, and I think we go 2, 3. It tells you to continue losing them. Okay. Whenever you run out of spirit, continue losing spirit from the start of the spirit track, then draw a shadow card. Drawing the final shadow card always ends the chapter. Thankfully, the ability on the Luma and Braum card can prevent us from drawing the final shadow card. Really? Okay. That's nice. Read the ability on the Luma and Braum card and follow the instructions. So this has been out the entire time, and we've just been ignoring it. But it's apparently what's going to end up saving me. Luma is brave and kind. She is guarded by Braum, a fierce old bear with a loyal heart. Instead of drawing the final shadow card, place Braum on the top of the shadow discard pile with the protect side face up. Then flip this card. Okay. So here's the Braum card. Now it does say during the Luma phase, if Braum is not on the shadow discard pile, you can spend crystals from any action to light one creature. So that's kind of cool. So if you take the light action, you can use gems from anywhere. But I believe this goes into the discard pile to prevent us from dying horribly. Next fight face up, and then we flip this card because I have now we're just Luma. Luma summoned her courage and confronted the shadows alone. During the Luma phase, you may spend crystals from any action card to re-roll 1 die. So now we have a re-roll. That's actually really useful. So this might be a strategical thing you can do. All right. Read the ability on Luma and Braum card. Follow the instructions. We did that. With Braum holding off the shadows, we still need to follow the after activation effect of Wildbark card and clean up the river. So he goes to the end of the river, and these come back in. So now they're all able to be activated again. Good stuff. For the last step of the shadow phase, advance the shadow marker 1 space toward the center of the track. This one does not have any other icon. If the shadow marker ever reaches the center space, even if the light marker is already there, the shadow prevails. It's only 1 space away. What? It is? Oh, I didn't advance it last time. Yeah. Ooh, watch out. I didn't advance it at the end of the last phase. I forgot about that bit. Okay. So we really need to. I need to make sure I pay attention to this. And there are like guides all over the place, right? Luma phase, retrieve all dice, perform actions. The shadow phase, activate creatures, advance the shadow marker, discard creatures from the river, clear up the river, remove markers from the scene, go to the next scene, save the game. Okay, that's for traveling, for wrapping up the game. All right, so it's only 1 space away. We're in danger again. So any game then is only 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds long. That's all you ever have. I imagine you can push this back somehow. You can advance the light marker. Can you ever push this back? There must be a way to do that. All right, you can do this. Begin the Luma phase by retrieving your dice and choosing the Explore card to attempt the final Explore location onward. The Explore card is currently in the 5+ space. This will be difficult. Roll all 5 of your available dice because it's gonna also win us the game, right? It's gonna win us the scene. So why wouldn't we use everything? Roll all 5 of your available dice and get at least 1 success to resolve the location. Place the location marker on the onward location, then draw and read story card 2, which is down here. All right, so we're going to draw all these. We need 1 success, which right now, like I said, is at Explore is at 5+. So we need at least a 5. But also we can re-roll these. So no tension. All right, I rolled a 5. I rolled a 1, a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 5. So I did do it. But it did require all the dice, so that's good. All right. So Yeah, so we're going to place a location marker on here, and then we're going to draw our next card, our next story card. Reflection. Was this a test of things to come? What has afflicted those creatures and caused them to act so unnaturally? Is this what has frightened the deer? Luma pondered the encounter. Perhaps she and Brahm could heal them. Heal the forest. It was not far away now. On play, Luma prevails. Read the Luma prevails section. Okay. And then where do these go? Is there a? Oh, we were putting them up here because there wasn't really enough space for them. All right. First, read the section titled Luma Prevails at the top of the storybook. Okay. If you resolve the onward location, travel to scene 2, Into the Dark. Congratulations, you completed the scene and Luma has prevailed. You are now instructed to travel to scene 2, Into the Dark. To travel, we will follow the travel steps listed on the top of the right dashboard. So we're going to discard creatures from the river. We're going to clean up the river. Crystals stay on cards. Good to know. We're going to remove the markers from the scene. And then we will take these off, and then we'll move to the next scene by flipping the page. All right. So let's read Into the Dark. Two, Into the Dark. Luma sat on the bank of the river and rested her head against Brahm's reassuring leg. She smiled as the wildvark happily dug up some thick roots from the sodden soil. Her light had cleansed the crimson shadow from the creature, but the act had drained her spirit. Every time she used the light, Luma drew closer to the brink, and she worried she might lose herself to the shadow. It made her feel frightened and abandoned, just like when the nightmare came to visit her in the dead of night. In her heart, Luma understood that if the shadows continued to spread, it would just be the forest that suffered. It wouldn't just be the forest that suffered. Everything she loved would be in danger. The creatures she cared for, her home at the river's edge, even Brahm. The old bear heaved his body forward with a deflated sigh and nudged Luma gently. As his warmth reached her, Luma's dark thoughts began to subside, and a sense of calm returned to her heart. I am ready, Brahm, Luma said, meeting his eyes. The bear peered at the looming forest and then back at Luma. He nodded, as he always did when she shared her visions and fears with him. With Brahm by her side and a newfound light growing inside her, Luma gathered her courage and marched toward the unknown. Something, or someone, called her to heal the forest. She must be ready to fight. She must be ready to face whatever shadows awaited. But with each step, the weight of responsibility grew heavier, and her nerves started to get the better of her again. Luma held onto Brahm tighter and tighter with each passing step as her old doubts returned. If I fail, everything will be lost. Congratulations on completing the prologue. Take the rules reference from the game box and place it nearby. It is a helpful guide to remind you of the rules you just learned in the prologue. Set aside the Luma card, Brahm card, and the 4 actions. The Luma card and the Brahm card. Set those aside. Set aside the 4 actions. Those will continue with you from now on. Return all other cards to the game box. Chapter 1 will provide you with a new deck of cards during chapter setup. Return all crystals, location markers, and stun tokens to the supply spaces. Turn the page to Chapter 1, Howls in the Wind, to set up the first chapter. Alright. So these stay with you. Everything else gets discarded? I assume. Alright, so this is going to go... Okay. Actually, this is Prologue card 26. Alright, discard all creature cards from the river. Place them face up on the creature discard. Clean up the river. Remove the light, shadow, and location markers from the scene. Turn the page to scene 2. And that's it. That was the instructions for the end of that. So, I think... So let's read here. Just want to double check again. Alright. Return all other cards to the game box. So the Luma card, the Brahm card, and the action cards continue. Everything else gets placed. Now, what happens with the shadow? It says lost. Travel to scene 33 alone in the dark. I guess you could play again on like a hard mode where you don't follow the step-by-step directions and you don't get a freebie for everything. So, yeah. So that is Storyfold Wildwoods. I believe that I'm just going to call it there for today. If you would like to see more, let me know in the comments that you would like to see another chapter of the game. But I just kind of wanted to do this as a intro into the setup of the game and kind of talk a little bit about it. I like a lot of what's going on here. So not only story-wise with the various like the mysterious forest, something I really vibe with. I like the look of the game. This very like dark, ethereal adventure setting. I also really enjoy just the setup for it, the way that everything. There's lots of really great iconography and reminders, and just different things to help you with progressing in the game. The box helps you with organization. So I believe we had it like this, right? So like you can save the game with how your thing was set up at the end. A lot of things to like about it. The prologue was helpful in going over all the different expectations of the game, and kind of walking you through all the different scenarios that could possibly play out. So, very neat. Like it a lot. Would definitely be down for playing more. But we have been streaming for about an hour, so I think we're gonna call it there for tonight. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this game. And yeah, hope you check it out if you found it interesting. I hope your reading journey is going well, as always. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can grow this corner of our BookTube community. And until the next one, take care.